Boom, I'm in the room. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live. This is day 4. We're going to look at the news again. I think that's where we're going tonight. We're going to have another look at what's trending in the news. So without too much further ado, one shall bring in my co-host. So give it some of this and good evening.
Good evening there, Tim. Nice to see you. And have you had a busy day? Because I believe you was on a podcast earlier on doing.
I have had a busy day actually. This morning I was just tidying up some bits and pieces, and then I popped over to the Senior H Mess on H's Miss Victory for lunch, for a drink on there, and take part in the meat raffle. Again, this week I didn't win any meat. However, I did get a fiver on the football. And one of the guys was going on to a pub, and he said, "Here, you can have these," and he gave me a dozen eggs.
Oh, that was good then.
So I got a dozen eggs out of it.
Yeah.
So I had an egg, and I had an egg banjo for me lunch when I got back. So
yeah,
cheers, cheers, Alf.
Well, good. Yeah, I'm on. Yes, it's live on mine as well. So I just checking that everything is working fine.
It's all going on.
It's all going. Good evening, cool. Rebecca.
Yeah, good evening, Rebecca. So we've got Bods in already. So yes. We're all over it.
Yeah. How's the sound, Rebecca? Is that all right? And cheers, I've got a G&T here. So hope everything. I hope you've got your Prosecco she drinks, I think. So I was told.
Well, I've splashed them in, Briss. I'm on spice rum. So cheers.
So it's we know Richard and Cara do Fish Friday, but because they chose not to do a Fish Friday tonight, because they've got other things on, so that's why we thought we'd have a drink tonight. So yes. Tim, we know we've got quite a few subjects in the news today.
We have. There's a few things that I've picked up on, or we've picked up on, because I mean you've had a look at it, and I've added me couple of pennies within. So one of the first things I noticed then over the last couple of days, and fuel prices. Have you seen the rise in fuel prices lately? I heard on Talk TV that the price of a barrel of oil's gone up a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Now, pardon me for being too much of a skeptic, but I've got this feeling that the garages are very, very quick to put it up. Any hint of a slight rise in the price of a barrel of oil, it's up.
Yeah.
It's been going down for several months, but not at the pumps.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yes. I've noticed that. Yes.
They're really slow at passing it on to us, the punters, and then they're announcing these big profits.
Yeah.
And so, well, it's not what we get from the pumps. It's sort of refining and all the rest of it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like we believe that.
Yes,
I'm not even sure.
Even in my area, it's gone up by 3 pence, I think.
Yeah, I mean Shell round here. It was 149.9, so 150 a litre for diesel for several weeks. And I noticed that this morning it's gone up to 153.9. So they've oiked it 4 pence a litre in the last few days. Now, are they profiteering? Or are they taking liberties with our good nature?
Yeah, it seems to be, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. It's I think I mean, I go and fill up over at in Southampton. I go over to Costco, and
Yeah.
Costco generally is about 15p a litre cheaper than the Shell garage over there.
Cool.
It's always
I
about
think
15p a litre. I save around about £6, £7 a fill up.
yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes a big difference. I mean, me being a pensioner and all that,
Yeah.
and I would suggest anybody that if they live near a Costco, and if they're a veteran, or if they can get hold of a blue light card, you can get
Yeah.
a discount on joining.
Yeah.
And I would suggest join Costco just for the fuel. It makes a lot of sense, especially if
Yeah.
you're filling up fairly regular.
Yeah.
But we've got a
I
few in.
think Richard
Tony's in. Yeah.
has Richard come on because he says he can't come on. He's been trying to get in on the link.
Ah, he ain't got the right link.
Well, it's the one you sent me. So
All right. So he should be able to get in. So if it's the same link as I give you today that you're coming on today,
yeah,
it shouldn't be a problem.
yeah. So
Yeah.
expensive Sainsbury's 143 for diesel. Yeah, it's up to 147 here, Tony.
yeah.
And Baz has said, hi, Tim, or how are you, Tim?
I'm all right, thanks, Baz.
Yeah,
I'm doing okay at the moment. I've had a reasonably good day. I've been over to HMS Victory to the senior rates mess where I'm an associate member. Sunday night we have an associates evening.
yeah,
So we're
yeah,
having a quiz and we have an American buffet where we all
yeah,
take bits and pieces and we all take something for the raffle prize. So it's a really sociable thing over there.
yeah,
What else we got going on? Um, so fuel prices. I mean, I believe that um, the fuel companies are taking liberties with our good nature,
yeah, yeah. So do I.
and you
Definitely,
can't
you
do
know.
without it.
No, no. I mean, as soon as fuel prices go up, everything else goes up. So it's going
Yeah,
to
it's it's,
put
it's a
cost of
knock-on
living up
effect.
again. Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
you take the average truck. A truck uses around about 3 to 4 does 3 to 4 miles to the gallon.
Mm,
Was it? Yeah, maybe it does a little bit better than that nowadays. But
yeah,
I mean, we used to get no 3 or 4 miles to the litre.
yeah,
So you're getting 4 miles to the litre out of the fuel. Imagine how much a truck takes. When they fill up, they got 300, 400, 500 litres,
yeah,
and it don't take them very far before they got to fill up again. And they're
yeah.
paying
I know.
similar prices to we are.
Yeah,
So the haulage companies have to um, redeem their costs somehow, else they'll go out of business. And lots of them have gone to the
yeah,
wall because of the price of fuel goes
mm,
up, the price of being undercut by foreign trucks. Foreign truck comes into this country, they don't pay any road tax. Um, they generally come in with cheaper fuel on board and they don't buy fuel here. So they're smashing up our roads. They're not contributing any tax.
yeah,
Yeah, our hauliers for a truck, they're paying about well, it used to be about £5,000 a year road tax on a 4x2 truck.
yeah,
Then they've got their insurance on top of that, and that's about 5 grand. They're paying out
yeah,
an awful lot before they turn the wheel.
yeah,
And foreign trucks, I mean, it was bad when we was in the EU because there was so much cabotage going on. So many UK firms went to the wall because
mm,
they couldn't compete.
yeah, yeah. And
So
it's
there you
it's,
go.
it's going to be the same now, isn't it? Really, when you
Yeah,
look at it, with fuel prices rising. I mean, you look at a business like Wilkinson's,
Yeah.
are going out of business. They're going into administration with perhaps with a loss of 1,200 jobs, and it's all because of the cost of delivering the things that they sell in the shops, and staff wanted bigger wage rises and so forth
Uh,
like that. So
and also the cost of heating and lighting.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, the cost.
yeah. I mean when
The
you look, they
firms haven't
must
got
spend a
the
fortune.
yeah. Firms didn't get the same rebate that we got
Yeah,
as individuals. Companies are still getting hit with massive, massive fuel bills.
mm,
Their gas and electrics way, way over the top of what we're doing. How
yeah,
any
yeah,
company, and that's why everything for us is going up, because they're having to pass on their costs. Else they'll
yeah.
end up going out of business, and we'll all end up with nothing. So, so there you go.
Oh, Richard's playing games tonight. Kara's on
No,
the
great things, eh?
PC playing Sims, and Richard's playing Fallout 76 on the Xbox. He's been
Mm,
on it for 5 hours. I hope he's been streaming it.
blimey, break himself, that will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, shall we move on to our next topic then? Before
Yes, by
I've
all
got to
means, Tim.
jump off my soapbox on that fuel prices.
Yeah,
So you picked up on this one. DVLA notifications as loss of revenue.
yeah, yeah. Because it's a case of starting this month. The DVLA are now sending reminders to pay road tax, because over in well, I mean, it's got a figure here of 119 million was not paid in the year 2020 because people didn't get reminders that their road licenses were due. I mean, it's like for the last 2 years, I haven't had a notification or any letters. It's only that I know when my road tax is due, and I just go on and pay it. So that so they also found out that over 56% of vehicles have been unlicensed on the roads in the last 6 months. So it's a case of you've got to sign up for the service, and they take your details and your driving license and national insurance number when you sign up. But I think everybody should do that, really, because it's a case of getting a reminder is the best way. You should be able to then,
Yeah.
um,
Well,
pay your road.
I do mine by direct debit. Um,
Yeah,
so the first thing I know is that there's 160 quid gone out my bank.
yeah,
And on my motorbike, when I set it up as a direct debit, clicked the wrong button. So
yeah,
now I have to pay it. They take it every month for the
yeah.
bike. So it's it's one of those things, isn't
I'd
it?
just like to welcome Gail into the stream. I will call you, Gail, as soon as the stream's finished. We're planning on going on for 45 minutes, that's all. Um, so, what she say? So, here is the thing on those vehicles: insured scary. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you haven't paid your road tax, you're not insured.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
she's not. So when's the best time to phone you then? If you're not going to be around tonight, Gail, because we've got to arrange the Sunday evening show. Sorry, Tim, about that. That's
That's all
going
right.
off the subject. Mine's only 30. Yeah, it's like mine, Tony. I pay what £20 a year my road tax. So that's
Lucky old
basically,
you.
yeah. Well, I've got a 66, and if I'd have got one type of thing a year older or younger, should I say, 2017, it'd have been 125. So
Yeah.
that's why, I've got what 38,000 on the clock. So hopefully that's going to last me till I
So
pass
whenever,
away
yeah.
or whenever, whatever. I'm
Well,
on the G&T tonight, random.
I was paying I was paying £30 a year for my Series 1 BMW.
Mm.
And then I changed it for an X1 because I was struggling at getting in and out of the Series 1. And it went
Yeah.
up to £160 a year.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
about,
that's it.
I think I'm paying about £90 or something for the Multistrada, for the bike.
Yeah,
And I'm not paying anything at all for the Bantam.
yeah. Not yet, because it's not on the road, and you won't
Well,
do
no,
anyway.
it's taxed and insured to go on the road. Doesn't need an MOT.
Yeah,
It doesn't need tax, but you have to register it for tax, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So you have to. It
yeah,
has to
yeah.
be
'Cause I was going
registered.
to say it's a classic, isn't it?
It is a classic,
Classic.
1961.
Oh,
So I'm older
I've
than
just,
it.
yeah. I've just thought about another subject about what do you think about the bottles of spirits going up? I mean, I
Oh,
got
that's
another bottle.
outrageous.
I got another bottle of gin today, and it had gone up 79 pence.
That's
So,
outrageous. How can they do that to us?
yeah, so that means I've got to cut down. I mean, instead of having a top like that of
Yeah,
gin in, I've halved it. No, I
yeah,
haven't. I wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Two
desecrate that.
fingers, 2 fingers of gin to 1 finger of tonic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the day. So I've lost the track. Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
loss of
DVLA.
revenue. Yeah,
So part of the problem with the DVLA, as I can see it, is that half of the staff work from home. so,
yeah.
so then they're not chasing people. They're not encouraging people to what's name it, are they?
No.
So they've only got themselves to blame.
Yeah. Oh, time for a booze cruise. Now that's a good idea, Gail, because
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know you're not long before you go over to the States. I mean, you could always just fetch a bottle of gin back with you, for an old man like me, testing it. She'll tell me off on Sunday.
And you can actually now bring back 4 litres of spirit, which is good because I did.
Oh,
When I
you
went off
did.
on the Battlefield study tour, I came
Yeah,
back and I bought 4 bottles of spirit back with me, mainly spiced
yeah.
rum.
Spice rum. So I bet when you go away next, you'll be fetching the same amount back, won't you?
Hmm.
We're not boozers,
Absolutely.
really, Gail. We
No,
just
we
like
just
a tequila, is what
just
I'm bringing back. Oh, she's fetching a tequila back then. Oh,
just like a little
can you
tippy
fetch
now and
Marta back with you as well?
then. So anyway, that's the troubles of the strife for the old DVLA.
Yeah,
They've now got to send notifications out if they want to get paid.
yeah,
But the other
yeah.
side of that is if somebody has forgot to pay the road fund license and it gets picked up on these APNR police cameras, they
Mm.
can get nicked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And you're driving without insurance, so you got no insurance, you got no road
Yeah,
tax. It's about
yeah.
time that they got those type of people off the roads. But
They
that's,
they they do
you know,
lots of stings. We see them out
yeah,
occasionally, and you can see them pulling people over and nicking them and taking their cars away and crushing them. Quite right
yeah,
too. Anyway,
yeah,
shall we look at the next subject, the next piece of
yes,
news? So the next piece of news we're going to look at is the Panama Canal and water
yes,
shortages. Now you can tell us a little bit
yeah,
about this, can't you, Keith?
yes. Well, I saw on the news that there's water shortages in the Panama Canal. So they are cutting the ships down, the number of ships that go through the Panama Canal, and so that will mean a loss of revenue for the Panama Canal of 150 million. But I wonder why there's a water shortage. Fresh water supplies the lakes that in turn fill the locks in the canals, but there hasn't been enough fresh water. So that, I presume, it didn't say on the news
Yeah.
bit, but I presume that's because they haven't had a lot of rain over there. It's
Mm.
it is. I've just found it. It's because
Yeah.
the dry season has run a lot longer than they usually do. So,
I
uh,
wonder. I wonder if we can send them
we,
some of our rain.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, Tim. You know that
Yeah. I mean,
you look and you think to yourself,
this.
uh, that in this country, how uh, in the last month, I mean July, really,
Yeah.
it's been a washout, and it's 4th
Yeah.
of August, and it's still a washout.
Well, that's
And
because the kids
tomorrow,
are on. That's the kids are on
yeah,
holiday, isn't it? However, having
yeah,
said that, I mean, this is down to global boiling, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
And once if we give them
Random
some
life,
of our rain, we'll have hosepipe bans. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I think we've already got
Random
hosepipe
Life's
bans,
just
haven't
put,
we?
yeah,
We've already got
Random
'em.
Life's just put a good
Yeah,
comment on. Could this be down to the drought in the area? Yeah, it is
I can
down to
show
the
that.
drought
Look,
in the area.
look, I
Yeah.
could do that.
Plus, the ocean temperature is at the highest level it's ever been at. Yes, it has, Gail. This is it. That
Excellent.
when people and politicians and the do-gooders say that there is no uh, warming, like someone who wants to be president again in 2024, he doesn't believe in global warming, because if he gets back in power, it'll be more coal being burnt in the States, uh, and he'll pull out of all the ratifications or whatever agreements that they've made with other countries. So uh, I'll put it
Well,
over to you now, Tim. What do you think?
do you know these climate what do we call them? These climate experts
Yeah,
pick and choose what bits of the climate they look at. Now, if you take it as from as far back as you can see, and they've
yeah,
done a bit of this. They drilled down into the Arctic, and they've analysed all the what's names over the years and all the rest of it. And it's only the last sort of 100 years or so that they've actually been measuring it, the temperatures. But
mm,
what they do nowadays is they pick and choose which bits they're telling you and trying to prove. I mean, they were saying the other week that all these fires are spontaneously combusting. Well, yeah, with
mm.
matches. They, I mean, they have wildfires down there every year, and it's the
Yeah,
same in the likes of California and other places that Australia that have a dry climate. They and there's a reason that they have these wildfires because it regenerates stuff. It does
yeah.
do stuff good. To have to burn out all the old deadwood and all the rest of it, and then you get new growth comes in after it,
Yeah, yeah,
and that happens
um,
every year. But
yeah,
they put a spin on it,
yeah.
and
So,
that's the bit that really niggles is that they manipulate it to their own ends, um,
yeah,
and what they're trying to do is cost us, the taxpayer, more money.
mm.
Anyway,
So,
cli- the
Rebecca, Rebecca,
climate change happens regardless. You take what's happened Iceland. They've got a volcano that's spewing out at the moment. That's spewing out more carbon dioxide than the whole of the industrial revolution and since.
mm,
So,
mm,
so it happens naturally anyway.
right,
Besides,
yeah,
we need carbon dioxide for the plants to be
Yeah.
able to live.
Yeah.
And if we
So,
if we
uh,
if we go totally carbon neutral, we'll be in real stuck.
yeah. So Rebecca says, "Where's the cat tonight?" She knows where Rich is because Rich is playing a game. Because I did send him a link, Rebecca, but
Artie the ship's cat, I think he's out hunting at the moment. He
he's
came in with
hunting.
a
Has he
pigeon
got?
the other morning.
Yes, I know. Yes,
I don't know
I
what happened to
know.
the pigeon. I can't find it anywhere. It must have flown off because I don't think he would have eaten it quick enough. It
Don't
was
you?
only
Oh,
it was
well,
only,
let's hope not.
only a couple of minutes, but there were quite a few
Yeah,
feathers knocking around.
yeah. So, what's the next subject then that we're
The next
talking about?
subject. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, AI spotted a dangerous asteroid that just missed the Earth last year.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
nobody
It's
shouted at it about it at the time, but this AI found it.
uh,
Artificial
it says
intelligence
it.
found an
Yeah,
asteroid.
yeah. It says
So
here
when
that it says here it revealed 2022 GN1 flew relatively close, 4.5 million miles from the Earth in September 2022, and it was discovered by artificial intelligence and the algorithms, the new algorithm that they are using. And the asteroid was 600 foot in diameter.
blimey,
So it was a very, very close shave, but it was last year. So, I mean, it is in the
yeah,
past, but it just shows you that AI can be useful. I mean, people have been going on about
yeah.
AI
Well, I mean,
for the
what
last
if it?
six or
What if
seven
it
months.
found it in August last year and told us about it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Would we
that would have
gone
been
into
better.
absolute blind panic? Would they got? I mean, would they turn it into a movie?
Well,
Sending
they
up
turn
rockets
everything
to
into a
knock
movie,
it off
don't they?
course and stuff.
Yeah, they turn everything into a movie. So we
Yeah.
might have a movie produced by AI in the future, because
Well,
as we
that's
know,
that's what's going on in America at the moment with all
mm,
the screenwriters and the actors going on strike
mm,
because um, what effectively is going on is that they'll use them once to get their AI picture, and then they don't need to use them again. So the studios are saying, well, we don't need to pay you your royalties because we're using AI. So
mm,
that's what's going
yeah,
on. But,
yeah, but this is it. It is going to take over quite a few jobs.
hmm,
But then you've got the other side of AI, that it can, the algorithms can detect or find uh, things like this asteroid, near Earth objects. Also, it can be very useful in medicine. Um, I mean, I did read about how useful AI is. There was a bit on the news the other day about breast cancer. That AI can detect it far better than a human being. So you could be detected quicker through AI than a normal human being, because it takes two, where the AI can pick it up a lot better and a lot quicker. So it could save lives, basically.
hmm.
So,
Yeah,
but
I mean, it
it's
can be. I
changed.
mean, it's a funny old thing, AI. I mean, it can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and it could possibly turn against us. I mean, you look at what happened with in Terminator, and
Yeah,
what because that was AI, and
yeah,
that all turned against us.
yeah. So Random's just put another one question in, or another bit, good bit, and it says, "So what does everyone think of the Area 51? Who believes in aliens?" So, Tim, I'll ask you: do you believe in aliens, or do you
Well,
believe in extraterrestrial life, possibly?
I reckon if you take our universe, we can't be the only living things on it. There's got to be something else out there, in other galaxies, in other. I mean, Star Wars. Look at it. They've come up with
Yeah, and what you
Mandalorian.
was what and what
Yeah, I
you
was
was
watching
watching earlier on.
Mandalorian, the latest episode, the latest series of Mandalorian. There,
Yeah, yeah,
there has to be more out there. We can't be the only living things in this whole universe.
yeah,
So
yeah,
sooner or later, they're going to come and get us.
yeah. So Rebecca believes in aliens. Random said AI could detect aliens in the future. Yeah, and Tony said Area 51 closed. Move north to Area 52.
Good
Tony is
one.
precise. I will give him that. Move north to Area 52.
Yeah,
That was good. Oh,
I am an
and
alien.
Richard says, "I am an alien." Does
No,
he
I
mean
reckon
he's an
I reckon
alien?
that's Cara actually,
Yeah,
because Richard's on his gaming machine or whatever.
yeah. No, he's watching the live stream on YouTube now,
All right.
on the Xbox or on his phone. I think, yeah, Rebecca's missed you. You know that, Richard. We
So
missed this Friday. That's what we've missed tonight at 6:30. So he's got to
yes,
fetch it back.
yeah. 'Cause that's why we're drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
check
We're
check the
making
ship
up
out.
for him.
Check the ship out.
Cara, what's that? Probed me, and it wasn't pretty. So
So
yes, so
yeah, so
sorry, Tim, go on.
AI spotting stuff out in space, wicked, and nearly at us, 45,000 million miles away.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it didn't spot it. It was the algorithm that says that there should be
So
something there.
so it might not have been. It might have been making it up.
I wouldn't like to say. I definitely wouldn't like to
I
say
mean,
on that, Tim.
AI. I mean, you can ask AI to do something, and it makes something up for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, as we all know.
Could be that.
So Gail's just asked me. So, do I believe in aliens? I believe in other forms of life. Yes, I do. Um, very, very much so.
I mean,
Gail.
ET had the phone home, didn't he? Phone
Yeah, yeah,
home.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you got
No.
Yoda.
So, do I believe there's life on other planets? I don't know on that, but I definitely believe there are other life forms besides us in
Yeah,
this vast universe.
there must be. There must
Yeah,
be something else out there.
but but because of the vastness, there's no way really we are ever going to find out because
No.
unless they can find another form of propulsion, there's no way are we going to get there unless like Stargate they can
Yeah.
do a Stargate, but then
Dive into a black hole.
yeah, but then if you've got a Stargate on Earth, it would mean that you would have to put one on another place. So how long would that
Yeah.
take to get there? You know.
Well,
So
there you go.
I find it a very interesting subject because when you really think about it, that if we could build a Stargate or anything like that, how long would it take before you could get another one built on another world? And then you've got to have another one built somewhere else in another galaxy, or even if we just keep it to our galaxy, the Milky Way, it would take thousands of years to build
Light
a
years to
system.
get there. Light
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
Shall we move on? Shall we have another go?
Yes, yes.
Right. Here's a little story. EVs cost double to charge in the last 2 years. So
Hmm.
so all these uh, people that have gone out spent fortune on buying themselves an EV. and they're charging up in a public space. It's costing them twice what it did 2 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about that, I mean, if you charge your car up at home, that's all right, but it's charging up in public spaces, in garages, or you know, uh, double the price of what it was a year ago, and now it's cheaper to fill up with petrol and diesel than it is to charge an EV car up. And Richard, that's why he's got that. He's gone back to petrol because uh, Zoe was silly. Yeah, as he's put in, the amount I charged that Renault Zoe was silly. I spent more in the pub while charging. So, because he charged up at a pub, because as always, you go into a supermarket and there's always cars parked there that shouldn't be parked on the EV charging
Yeah,
ports. And if you find a free EV charging point, they're usually not working.
yeah. And it won't be long before they start hiking up the tax on them. Now,
Yeah, yeah,
what people haven't realised about these EVs is that an EV vehicle, it weighs a lot more than a diesel or petrol vehicle.
yeah, yeah.
So you're putting an awful lot more strain on the road through each wheel than you are with a normal vehicle
Mm, mm,
because of the weight of them. That tends to
yeah,
break up the surface, and we've got enough dramas as it is with potholes and everything
yeah,
without
yeah,
making it
yeah,
worse with all these EVs
yeah,
ruining the road surface.
yeah. And,
And I
and
saw,
Tony says he's hoping to get an hybrid soon. So yeah, I think the
oh, I can tell you
hybrid is,
about hybrid. I can tell you a
yeah.
little
Go
bit
on then.
about hybrid. Now, my mate had to go in for a service, and they loaned me another car for a day, and I had a BMW iX3. Was it? No, it was anyway. It was a hybrid.
Yeah,
So I had this thing away, and I had it on charge overnight. It cost me, I think, it cost me about 60, 70p to charge up overnight. Put full charge in it. I
yeah,
got 21 miles out of the electric.
yeah,
21 miles out of the electric. And
yeah,
then the engine had to kick in because the electric had all gone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I got back and had a chat with a salesman, he was saying, "Well, what they've done is that it's directed at the corporate market to reduce their what's names because they're being eco-friendly and all the rest of it, so they get tax benefits off of having one of these hybrid vehicles.
Mm,
They don't really do that well." And the whole thing, the sort of I had it for 24 hours, and I think the average I got out of it was about 30, 20, 29, 30 miles to the gallon charge out of
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
My X1, which is a 2 litre diesel, is the X drive, so it's 4-wheel drive. I get around about 58, 60 to the gallon out of that on a run.
mm, mm, mm,
And that's just generally running around town. On a
yeah,
run, I
yeah,
can get about 68
yeah, yeah,
um, to the gallon, and that's diesel.
yeah,
And it's a lot cleaner, a lot more efficient than one of these hybrids. So
yeah, yeah,
I would look
yeah.
at, I mean, was it the Euro 6 diesels?
Mm,
I mean, they pretty much strangled the life out of them, but they are efficient.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so Rebecca's put sod that, use a bus pass.
Oh, I'll tell you about bus pass. Now, I've got to
All
knock
the
about
back have
this.
started him
I
off
have
again,
got
Rebecca.
the right ump about this. Not only have I
Yeah,
got to
go on then.
wait until next year when I'm 66 to get my pension, my state
Yeah,
pension, which will
yeah,
be a reduced state pension because I opted out and did SERPs, which they
yeah,
said they should do.
yeah,
I can't get a bus pass until next year when I'm 66.
yeah,
However,
yeah,
if I lived in Scotland Wales or Northern Ireland, I could get it at 60.
Yeah.
How
I know.
fair is that?
Oh, it isn't.
And on
fair,
top of
yeah.
that, they're taxing the life out of my army pension.
Yeah, yeah. And you've saved your country,
Yeah.
which is all wrong, but I knew I'd get you wound up there, Tim. I
Yeah.
thought, oh,
Anyway, right. Let's move on to a bit more EV. Now, I don't know whether you saw in the news the other day. I forget what the name of the ship now, but it caught fire, and they reckon the cause of
oh,
it was EVs, and there was a lot
yeah,
more
electric.
EVs on this ship than they first thought. They thought there was only about
Yeah,
28 on there. I think there was about 300 on there.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and the problem with when these EVs do catch fire, you've got to wait for them to burn out because you can't put them out, according to the fireman.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Which,
it's like the scooters that have been going up. These electric scooters,
yeah,
that people have been riding around on. I mean, people leave them on charge overnight, and
yeah,
it blows the battery, and and they go up that quick and that vicious. The fire soon
you can't,
destroy. It's
you
a wonder
can't put
there
them
hasn't
out. That's
been
the
more.
problem.
Yeah, Rebecca's put maybe the time.
Maybe the prime minister's an alien. No, he's Roland Rat. You remember Roland Rat?
Yeah.
You put a Roland Rat and a picture of him. You don't see him in the same room, do you?
No. Oh, yeah.
You don't see
So,
them together.
no.
Wonder what
But,
became of Roland.
yeah, but when you look at it, how dangerous they are,
Yeah.
So, I mean, could if it happens on a ship, could it happen when you're at a charger in say you were charging your car up in a supermarket car park? I mean, usually these supermarkets are quite full, so
Who's
the damage
Roland
that
Rat?
would cause. Yeah, who's wrong?
Who's Roland Rat?
I will see.
Yeah, and it's happening more and more often, and they're not releasing the actual numbers that are
No.
catching fire. In China, they're really big into EVs over there, and they're having all sorts of dramas with them, and they're not really telling
Yeah.
you how bad it actually is. They're trying to cover it up, and that's why a lot of these countries are pulling back from making everybody buy EVs by 2030 or 2035. In fact,
Yeah.
Volkswagen, I saw something the other day. Volkswagen said they're not going to build any EVs anymore.
Yeah.
So whether they're going to go out of business or whether they're just going to say, are we going to carry on building petrol and diesel cars because they are more efficient?
Guess what?
Go on.
I didn't realise that I'm on this live stream with you, and I haven't got a share button, so I cannot. So when you're on your stream and it's going out to my stream, I haven't got
Well,
a
you've not
share
got
button.
preset down the bottom.
No. I've only got mute, stop cam settings, and that's it.
Oh, how bizarre!
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
it's under presets, isn't it? In share screen.
Oh, there you go.
See if I
Share
can
your screen.
share.
You
I
share
am
your screen,
doing.
and I'll pour myself another spiced. There
Well,
we go.
hold on.
That's
It's
what
not
we're
a
on.
video. It's not a video. It's only. Can you see it? It's only Roland Rat.
Oh yeah. All right. I'll roll a rat. Pop
That's
rolling.
Roland Rat.
Hey, roll a rat.
That was
Now,
just for Rebecca because she
yeah.
didn't know who Roland Rat was.
So put your Rishi Sunak against him. There is such a similarity.
What? With our Prime Minister? Never.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, she says.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eh?
So moving on, one last topic that caught my attention. The Bank of England has just put up interest rates yet again for the 11th straight month to 5.25%. Now, this is going to hit an awful lot of people that have
Yeah.
mortgages. Now, I personally feel what the government should do is enforce a cap. And if you apply for a mortgage, doesn't matter who you apply a mortgage with, you have a set interest rate on your mortgage, set at say 1.5% interest on your mortgage. So if you borrow £100,000, you will pay 1.5% on that mortgage for the life of that mortgage. And if you go and get another mortgage somewhere else, you still pay that 1.5%. It's not index linked. It's not. It's just like having a normal sort of loan where you borrow a set amount of money at a certain interest rate. And I think that would stop all this mucking about with the rise in interest rates and people losing their houses and all the rest of it. It give people the opportunity to be able to budget properly for their mortgage. It will give people the opportunity to live within their means. And because the people now are taking mortgages out for 36 years, not 25 years anymore, 36 years. And got that sort of a flexible rate going on. And so when I mean, back in the late mid late 80s, I paid 15% on my mortgage. We almost lost the house. We were paying almost £2,000 a month on our mortgage. We were working every hour God sends. It almost killed us.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was we were just killing ourselves just to pay the bloody interest on this sodding mortgage.
Yeah.
And if it had been set at that 1.5%, people would be able to afford to buy houses. But they won't do that
Yeah.
because they're making too much money out of it. Ain't they?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is it, isn't it? It's all down to the finances, isn't it? So Random says she's paid hers off, so it would have been double otherwise. I've had nothing but emails about this today. It's ridiculous. That's what Rebecca has been saying. Yeah, people just cannot afford them. And really, when you look at what Spain's done, Spain are having the same trouble as what we are because the government acted entirely different to the UK government. The UK government haven't really helped. They've helped those on benefits mainly, and not
Well,
those.
they encourage people not to work.
Yeah.
People won't go out to work because they will lose their benefits.
Yeah.
How can that be right? How can that be right?
Right. Yeah.
Why
But it's
should
the same,
not
Tim.
working?
It's the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the same as I've often thought is if you're working, you should be paid a wage where you don't need benefits. But
absolutely.
I know of families that are working and they get what used to be working tax credits and everything like
Yeah,
that. And that's because these firms do not pay their workers a living wage.
yeah.
And if there was a living wage, a proper living wage,
Well,
then people wouldn't.
that's why they want us to go back into the EU, so we can have
Yeah,
open borders to bring in cheap labour.
yeah.
Why can they not invest in our own people? Why can they not
Yeah,
incentify our own people to go out
people.
and
Yeah,
work?
yeah.
It
But this is
just
it.
doesn't make sense, and they've done it for a
No,
long time.
man. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a child, my father went to work and he was a bus driver. My mother didn't go to work. She fetched us two children up, me and my
Yeah.
brother. Nowadays, a family, they have a child, the the mother gets a year off, but then she's got to go back to work because to pay the mortgage, to keep up with the bills. So when you look at things like that, I think we were better off when I was younger in the 60s and 70s than we are now. People have got more money in their pockets,
Yeah.
but financially they're not better off. And then, so these firms should pay a wage where
Yeah.
you don't have to claim any benefits.
Yeah. They should pay a living wage.
Yeah,
And what I say about the mortgage should
yeah,
be right. I mean, the Germans give 99-year mortgages, but at
yeah, yeah,
1%.
yeah.
So the 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 cost of the house is spread over a long time. It's the
Mm,
same interest rate right through, and it's carried on through families.
mm, mm.
You can't do that in this country.
No, no,
Um,
no, no.
but there you go. Most
Rent,
rent through.
yeah,
I don't know whether they do or not. I mean, there's lots of
yeah. Well,
somebody's
I,
buying houses, isn't they?
yeah, yeah. But I think a lot of foreigners do rent more than purchase because I mean
Yeah,
it's like in Greece and other countries like that. Uh, they build the houses themselves and the family moves up.
yeah,
So the grandparents come in and and we don't. I mean, most UK citizens don't have the family living with them, but I do know of a couple that have got
yeah,
like 3 stories in the house, and you've got the grandparents on the ground floor, you've got the daughter and son-in-law on the middle floor, and then they've got their children or
yeah.
their child
On the top
and
floor.
on the top floor. And
I'll tell you
it's a
what
big it's a big
I found
house, so
quite
they can afford to do
yeah.
that.
I found quite interesting when I was serving in the Balkans, and when I've been to Egypt, you see an awful lot of unfinished houses.
Mm, mm,
You see sort of uh, what's the name sticking out the top? What do you call it?
yeah,
Reinforcing concrete houses.
yeah,
And the reason that is because you don't start paying tax on a house until it's finished.
ish, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I know that.
so they never finish a house. It
Which is
only
gross. No,
looks as though it's still being built. So they're not paying any duties on it.
yeah, I know. This is it.
And that's right
Oh,
across the Balkans. And
yeah,
say Egypt's the same. You see lots of houses that aren't finished there.
yeah. Well, I was talking to my friend the other day, and he used to go to Agadir for 6 months a year in the winter, and
Yeah,
he rented this house off. She has got her own travel business, and she used to be at the British consulate over there. Now she rents the house, and she's rented it for what 30 odd years. Now the owner of it has taken her to court because he wants her out because he wants to. He said, "You can buy it off me for uh, the equivalent of 250,000 in dinar, 1,000,000
mm,
dinars, about 250,000." Well, it's in a terrace. It's only a terraced house, and the value of the property should be around 60,000 at the most.
mm,
And he wants 1,000,000 dinars. He's never going to get it. So he
no,
wants her out so he can sell it. But he thought, oh, I can make money out of her. So
yeah.
she rents the house next door as well, but it's a different landlord. So she's moving into that.
Let him
Oh,
sell it.
yeah,
See if we
yeah,
get
yeah. Well,
dinar.
I'm that's it. Yeah. But when you look at things, how things are now, I mean, um, I've owned property, but now I'm in a rented flat now,
Mm,
because we lived in a park home all our lives,
yeah.
and we sold it, and we got a council flat, well, LHP flat now.
Mm.
So, do you think we've been on long enough?
I believe we have. I think we've covered an awful lot again this evening. I
Mm.
think we've covered quite a few salient topics.
Yeah.
I think we've
So,
given food for thought.
so are we going live? Schedule another live at 9 o'clock through StreamYards, through your StreamYards again tomorrow night.
We can do that, I think. Let me just have a
Yeah.
double check. Saturday evening, I've got nothing on tomorrow.
Oh,
So,
good then.
yes,
And
we
don't
will
forget,
be live
everybody.
again tomorrow.
Yeah, and don't forget on Sunday night, the Gail and Keith show will be back. I am getting in touch with Gail to find out what the subject will be on Sunday night because she comes up with some hell of a good topics. And so I'm looking forward to having a word with her because I haven't spoken to her for nearly 3 weeks because
Ah,
she's been rather busy. I haven't seen her around. So it's nice to see her in. Uh,
yeah,
Nice that you all stopped in with us. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate your support for my channel and Tim's channel. I mean, Tim now is getting more views than I am.
well,
And he's only got three
I should be doing a live during the day on
on
Sunday,
Sunday. Yeah.
and I'm going to try a little experiment. I'm going to go live from the toy shed at Hill Manor and give a
Mhm.
bit of an update on the Bantam project.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Look forward to
I
that.
shall do that. I should do that live
Yeah. Yeah. On
from the toy
Sunday.
shed. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Good.
I'm out Sunday evening on HMS Victory in the senior rates mess.
Yeah. Oh, good then. So I'm
And
going to say good night and leave Tim to say his good night. So thank you for joining us all on this for August the 4th, the fourth day of live every day in August of 2023. So I appreciate everybody who comes on, keeps us going. We've had some interesting topics. So I hope you like this style. If you don't like this style, please put a comment in afterwards on
let us know.
and let us know how we can improve the live streams, what topics you'd like to discuss with us, and if you'd like to come on onto our live streams, we welcome anybody to come in and give their opinions. So we thank you,
Yeah,
or I thank you, and Tim thanks you. So good night, everybody.
we can do that on. Well, thanks, Keith. Yeah. So if you want to come on and join us on a what am I doing here? Give it some of that. Give it some of that. Yeah. If you want to come and join us, we'll do another live stream probably on Monday evening, where we'll have some invited guests on, and we'll talk about different stuff that you want to have a chat about. So um, until tomorrow, we'll be doing another live this tomorrow evening, same time, same place. Uh, look out for us on Sunday. Not quite sure what time I'll go yet. Keith's going live with Gail on Sunday evening, and then we'll be back on Monday evening, Keith and myself, with another live show. So until then, TTFN, ta-ta for now.